Hey y'all, Stafford G at the pier at Bal Harbour. Beautiful day. Another video in the series of some of my work experiences that gained me the ability to live a freedom lifestyle. This one was Utah State College, Logan, Utah. We called it Logasm because Logan was a party town, place to have fun, and I stayed there. I think I stayed there close to 10 years, not in school, but just because it was such a wonderful place. I mean, I actually worked a job there. When I first worked there, I worked at the Beaver Mountain Ski Resort up there. That was the first ski resort I worked at. But this was down in the valley, and it was I ended up getting a job. I always liked to do woodworking, and those of you that know me know I ended up building my dream home up outside of Park City. But I lived in, not far from the place. I ride my bike to work, but I got a job at a lumber mill, which was kind of unique because I didn't realize what that was going to end up experience-wise helping me out with my later building my house. But the funny thing was in there it's basically a routine job where people do one specific thing all day long. It's like you're in an assembly line and you're doing one thing, part of one thing. Well, I ended up, this is literally a couple weeks after I had started, and they saw the potential in me. They put me in, one of the girls was quitting, and she was in charge of all the doors, all the cabinet doors, and the drawers for all the cabinets. And that was like a specific job. We actually had high-end quality, where we were doing church pews, and those were made out of solid oak, precision, beautiful pieces of work. And this is incredible. I'm going to tell you this story about how, when they would give me a church pew, I would have to take a forklift out in the lumber yard and search pieces of wood and solid pieces just cut from a tree, maybe, 2.5, 3 inches thick of oak. And because when I would do the pews and I would do the drawers and the doors, I would use one solid piece of wood, so that when you broke it up, the grains and everything ran all together, and it was great. And I would go out with this forklift because the wood was just, you couldn't pick up a piece of freaking oak. It would be part of a tree, and I would bring it in on forklift, slide it onto a planer and start planing this thing down, and it would go through this process. Now, this lumber mill, we've got tools, shapers, high-end equipment that you can do literally anything to a piece of wood. And then sanders belt sanders that were 3 foot wide, that had 2 belts, a coarse sander in the one and then a fine sander at the end. And it was like, this mill was my stepping stone to being able to have the confidence to build my house. And you don't know what you're going to run across, things in life that if you don't do them, you never know what and where it's going to lead you to your final destination in anything have done. And that's what's funny, because being able to build and work in that mill at the time, I had no clue. It was such a major portion of my, because I actually designed my own kitchen cabinets and stuff at my house, but I ran out of time, and I ended up having to sub that out, where I paid somebody to do all my cabinet work at my house. But it was like I had to design, because I wanted to do them in pine, and make these beautiful pine cabinets. But time was a factor when I was building, because anything I did specifically took away from the house getting finished. So it was another job experience that led me to being a freedom lifestyler, living the life I want, and link below. Get to know me. Let's click on, send me an email, message me, tell me your stories. See you on the next video.